Hello there. I thought I would start this series off with a examination of the engine and diagnosis of what's wrong. As we can see, we've got my big lump here. I have already taken things off and I already know what's actually the matter with it, so I thought I would just stick everything quickly back together and go through bit by bit what was wrong. So now I've got all the right tools. It was pretty simple. It only took us 10 minutes to get the head off and the barrel. First thing, I'm going to have to get this nut off. This nut was basically welded itself onto the rod here. What am I saying? The stud. It's basically stuck on the stud. I'm just thankful the stud came out, because then it would have been a bugger trying to get this off, and to be honest I think I can save that. That's easy enough done. I've got a few tricks there. Took the head off, which is just a matter of wobbling it around. There we go. Now as we can see here, it's pretty clean. Now the one thing that I'm a bit curious of here, the top end of this engine is pristine. I took the piston out earlier. That's the piston. Other than this bit of blow by here, the piston is clean. There's no scorch marks on it. There's no signs of seizing. There's a few little lines here and there, but that's just general running. And there's no carbon on the top of the head, hardly. It's weird. The bearing, which is this is a small end bearing, which I was hoping was gone, I've put it in. There was no movement on the top end. It's weird. I've got my theories about that, but I shall go through the theories as I come to them. Now the head should just come off now. Ooh. Now as we can see, I don't know, the ports are all nicely done. They haven't actually been tampered with throughout. This hasn't been rebored or anything. Basically, just get all this muck out here. The ports are stock. There's no machining on them. They haven't been chamfered or anything. They're just the same as what they would have come out of the factory with, which is good because nobody's been messing with this engine. But yet again, it's also weird because the damage that's in the bottom, which I'll show you in a sec, doesn't really add up to what the top end's showing. Now if we go into the bottom end, there's a bit of gunk in there. I'm wearing gloves. I wouldn't normally wear gloves, but because I can't be asked to clean wash my hands every 2 seconds, it's kind of it's necessary. Now sorry, I'm just taking a few bits of crap out of the case. It doesn't matter if anything gets in this because I'm splitting it. Now as we can see, oh, this isn't happy now, is it? Yep, it's well and truly trashed. As we can see by the amount of movement up and down on that, it's very badly worn. Well, to be honest, I say badly worn. It's the whole bearing's disintegrated. There's actually no bearings left in the bottom end, and there's tiny little fragments of metal going up there. So I'm guessing somebody's been caning this when it's gone, and it's just literally self-destructed the bearing itself. As we can see, it's blue. It's discoloured from the actual. It's all got hot, but you can see the metal down here is a totally different colour. It's like a bluey colour, so we can tell that's got hot. There's a few scorch marks on there. Before you go, that little grind and sounds the disc valve. There's a tiny bit of rust on it where it's been, well, basically the disc valve has been closed and the moisture's got to it. But luckily enough, at least the disc valve's been closed and the moisture hasn't got into the engine. So the engine's pretty alright, other than the bottom end, as we can see. So basically what I'm going to have to do is split the case, take this out, get another. No doubt I'll have to get the conrod, the bearing and the thrust washers, and I'll have to try and split this. Can be a right faff like, but yeah. I've been playing around, like the bearings all seem fine. They don't. I've lubed everything up like I say, but I can't get to it like the 2-stroke. I've only put WD-40 in, so the bearings are a bit as we can see. It's all smooth like, there's no, other than the bearing, there's no grinding or anything. Like I said, the bearings have been dry for years, so no doubt I've put some WD in there that'll hopefully soak in and penetrate them. Like I say, I think the bearings are going to be fine. The only part that I'm going to have to change is this one. It's like I say, I was hoping it was going to be the small end, but I've got the small ends over there, and it's pretty much all right. And I've got a spare small end as well, because like I said, the actual bore of this is 100. The bore of this is 100cc, but if we look at the engine case number right there, it says GP125. So my theory is, I don't know if I said this in the other video, but my theory is some person has come along and wanted to upgrade their 100 to a 125 without having to change the engine. So all they've done is basically swap the bore, the piston and the head with this engine and put their 100cc one onto this one. So that's what all this is, all that's 100cc. So yeah, so I think I'm going to be spending quite a lot of time with this engine. I want to get it up and running. I'm just being a stubborn git. I want to see it running, but yeah, we'll just go for a close up in here to show the carnage. Yeah, as we can see, there's the inlet from the disc valve. Now if we can see there, all that stuff that's dropping down is actually bits of metal, what must be lying in the bottom of the crank off the bearing, so I'm going to have to clean that, and I'll have to clean that up out of there before it drops down into the disc valve assembly. But anyway, that's this part of the series. Not series. This video is part of the project series, but this is the main problem. So I think this is the main thing I'm going to be concentrating on. Good news is the top end's fine. So yeah, even though to be honest, I think I'm going to be changing the whole damn conrod. What I'm going to do from here is I've took the flywheel off. The actual end of the end of the crank here will need rethreading because somebody has cross-threaded them, so I'll have to do that. But we've got all that gear in the shop. I'm going to have to take the side cover off. I've already done this. I know what's expected behind there, so I shall do that next in the next video. Another one is I'm going to have to take the stator off and go over it, because like I say, this has been open to the elements. I'm going to have to clean it up and everything. I've got a new set of points and stuff, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just hoping the condenser and stuff's fine. The gearbox works and all that. Kickstart works and all that. The carburetor's been cleaned and that now works. The only major problem I've got is the bottom end's gone. So if any of you can help and know where I can get either a full crank for a GP100 or a cheap bottom end replacement, I'll be more than happy. And I shall leave this video there and start getting on with the next video, which is taking the side casing off, which I'll do now.